TNT Minecarts. They are a beautiful thing. Such a powerful force in Minecraft. Why don't we send it flying? It's me, Randa Tree, and today we are going to go over TNT Minecarts and how they can be used for traps, they can be used for attacks, and for PvP. For example, I just send one flying and see what happens. It blows up, right? Makes sense, it's TNT in a minecart. I mean, that's literally the ingredients you need to make it. However, if I just throw this TNT at a wall, it's not going to explode. Clearly meaning that it has to come with the minecart. Before we get into anything else, like I shown earlier, which is certainly really exciting, we obviously have to go into the trivial facts about TNT minecarts. Now we go into some of the other minecarts. Now we are excluding minecart command blocks and spawners because spawners don't exist, but these are the main three we need to think about. Actually, no, main two. We don't really need the chest minecart. These two minecarts are the ones we really need to think about. I mean, somehow I can just magically put a coal into this and it'll start moving. Although it's just heated. And somehow I can just throw an item into this, and once it goes over a chest, it'll drop the item in. They make no sense whatsoever, because there's a clear piece of metal blocking the hopper and whatever is below, and heat doesn't just let something move magically. So, how do these work? It's not in the block itself, but in the minecart. Clearly at the bottom of the minecart, there seems to be some sort of redstone system, which, when it detects heat, it starts moving. Similar how to trains actually work in real life. You put the fuel in, it goes spur. And in this, there has to be a hole down here, a trap door, sort of. Now, the TNT minecart isn't the only explosive. And we have the actual TNT and the end crystal, which, seems to be a lot more effective. Now, although these are both pretty good for exploding, TNT minecarts are usually a lot easier to deal with since they have a special power of mobility. And as we saw earlier, we can just send one of these flying, it'll blow up everything in its path. Of course, as every explosive does, they have a weakness: water and obsidian. However, every explosive does, and once you come across this, then you don't use this. Now why don't we go into some examples of traps, attacks, and PvP. Starting off with our first trap, this trap is really basic. All you need really are these three things, and of course a TNT minecart. All you really gotta do is have a rail, TNT minecart, TNT, and skulk sensor. And once the skulk sensor detects something, it will blow it up. Beautiful, right? However, this is really easy to escape. Plus, the TNT will let the TNT minecart run off. Sure, it won't really do that if it's in a closed-off environment, but this is not the most effective system. Why don't we go to something a little less noisy? I forgot to put the items in here. Now, this system is certainly a lot less loud. You're not just going to hear hissing. So, how can this work? You have 4 of these rails, and all you need is a skulk sensor, and once you make a noise, it will explode. However, still, you will hear the piston, and someone could pearl away just in time, or log off. Both are pretty quick things anyone can do. Now the final option, which I feel like is the best one, is, and also one of the simplest ones, all you gotta do is put a skulk sensor there, and it'll be like nothing ever happened. And suddenly, you went boom. Now let's go do some attacks. A good one we can always use probably has to be the fly machine. This is a good attack. You can have a player sit here, constantly spewing out TNT Minecarts, and if falling enough, they can send out a boom. You might not want to break your own system though. You can also make your own scatter bombs. Let me demonstrate, huh? Boom, scatter. You can expand it any way you want if you want to increase the range of your explosion. This doesn't increase damage, but radius. So if you want to blow up the entire spawn of a world, you can certainly do that with a scatter bomb. And finally, the next one is probably the most simplest. And that is just taking a bunch of TNT and letting it go on its journey. It'll just magically roll on forever. It'll hit something. Anyway, why don't we go into attacks? This one was a little harder since, well, my best example was armor stance, some lonely. Although TNT can hit armor stance and any entity, armor stance do not move and players do. So you can just send one and they can move it. Plus, someone could just shoot it. But still, this is a way you can attack. You just put 3, okay, 5, 5, and it'll go rolling. And it is pretty effective. However, you might want to curl before you shoot it. Another good way you can attack is by having a system like this. You can defend yourself. Then let these go on, and just send them out. You can incorporate this into a base if you want to defend against intruders. And that is all for me. You can make your own little nuclear systems and make your own military using these. These are some of the most effective items and can be paired along with other weapons pretty well. So, make your own nukes and destroy your entire Minecraft world.